Oh, we gotta fix that. Look at this. Take out that browser. There we go. Yeah, baby. Let's get those guns out. Find the angle. Yeah, there it is. Double bicep action. The Mac is back with another demo review. Hello, the initiated. My name is Markus Junikala, and today we are having a look at, let me get this right, 0G Ethera Gold Atlantis 2.0. That's a lot of names. In essence, 0G Atlantis 2.0. We've done, actually, I think a few Ethera library reviews. And we did, I think, Atlantis 1 last time, which I loved, which I think is a stunning example of, you know, some of the best playable vocal sample libraries out there. So that's what it is. You know, Ethera is this sort of solo vocal singing sample library line, and they have a bunch of ones out there. 0G also make other sample libraries, again, which I haven't tried any of them. I just know that this Ethera line is pretty awesome. I have Ethera, I think 2.0. Then I have both Atlantises. Then I have Gold, whatever it's called. Then I have Sahara voices, Intimate voices. I have a lot of those voices. They're all amazing. I was actually surprised to see this. It kind of came out of nowhere. And, you know, Atlantis was only released some time ago. Certainly wasn't a long time ago. So I was surprised to see and hear that this came out. But pleasantly surprised. Also, the upgrade price for Atlantis owners was like close to nothing. So it was a pretty no-brainer to me. But again, don't know much about it except that it probably sounds amazing. Stylistically, again, I don't even know what they state the differences are. Sometimes I don't really necessarily hear exactly what they sort of advertise on the box. It sounds amazing, but it sometimes doesn't exactly sound like what they advertise. So, you know, use your own ears and decide for yourself whether it sounds the way you want. But the plan today is to go through it. The layout as I see it is a bit different. I'm going to open the browser here, so unfortunately you're going to lose sight of my beautiful face. But this is the layout. So you got romantic legato, sorry, true legato. Then you have just like a non-romantic true legato sustains, phoneme builder, which we checked out last time, vocal phrases, reverse vocal phrases, syllables. Then you have Elven true legato, which is interesting. Valhalla true legato. Ooh, yeah. Don't mind if I do. Like myself some Valhalla. Polyphonic Chants. Okay, so this is new. I do remember them advertising something akin to the Valhalla stuff. Whispers. And yeah, a bunch of stuff here. So we're just gonna go through it. What's up, Senotaf on Twitch? Says recently found your YouTube, Twitch. Love your videos and presentation, dude. All the best from Wales. What's up, Wales? I'll watch this back properly on YouTube. I appreciate it. Thanks for finding your way here. Never been to Wales. Would love to see what it's like. All right, so I think I'm going to go through the legato stuff first because that interests me the most and probably many of you out there. And then I'm going to see what I have time for in terms of digging into those other things. A few things to mention. You will only be hearing Ethera. Let me get this right. Ethera Gold Atlantis 2.0. No effects added. This is straight out of the box what it sounds like. I only have a limiter on my master bus as always to make sure the level is somewhat decent for this video. I do have to mention that getting the level right here is really tricky because once you begin to go into this upper zone, a lot of the vocals are really powerful, which is obviously great because they sound powerful, but there are resonances building up in the voice that are significantly louder than the rest of the vocals. So there will either be significant clipping as I go up here, or the vocals are going to be kind of quieter overall because I'm setting the limiter based on this higher range. So I've found a kind of a happy medium here with the limiter. I will be definitely adjusting it accordingly. So if you see me play with my mouse here, that's what I'm doing. If you hear clipping, nasty clipping, it is the limiter, it's not the library. But I will adjust that to the best of my ability as we go along. So that's it. Cenotaph says, lovely scenery here in Wales. Nice and cold at the moment. Still probably not as cold as Finland though. Yeah, we've had a really good winter so far here. Just hoping it stays at least for the duration of Christmas. Hopefully the entire December. Hopefully the entire winter, because otherwise it's wet and icy and dark. So this has been really great. It's absolutely beautiful here. So I hope it stays that way. Yeah, I think a lot of Finns really love that part of the world. A lot of Finns love Scotland. England, Wales, I'm sure is in that same kind of boat. So would love to visit someday. All right. So first we're looking at romantic true legato. This is what it sounds like. So I'm definitely noticing some of the transitions. You can clearly hear there isn't a legato tying them together, but it doesn't happen all the time. So I'm not sure what's happening there. This is definitely happening more than what I'm used to hearing in these libraries because these kind of occasions would be rare. But let's play a little bit more. I'll see if I can actually understand what is causing the re-triggering instead of doing the legato. Obviously, there's a number of different speeds. So depending on how long the note prior to the transition is that you're playing, then that's going to trigger a different event in how this is programmed. But let's play a bit more and see whether I can make it smoother with my playing alone. So definitely the speed. If you're doing something slower, then you don't hear any of those jankier re-triggering transitions. But if you do something faster, I think you're gonna have to play with it a bit to make it work. Sometimes, like if you listen to my record, Dead Reckoning, I use a lot of Ethera 2.0 in that. And that was programming hell for me to get those to do what I wanted them to do. It sounds amazing, but what I learned from that is that there's a tremendous difference between the velocity that you hit the next note with. So the velocity would actually affect whether you get a smooth legato transition or not. And so I would spend a lot of time figuring out whether he does that or not. And I suspect it's the same with this to an extent. So if I'm doing something faster, depending, I think, on the velocity, it's going to re-trigger a new note or trigger a legato. So, but again, you know, if I played slower, it works absolutely perfectly. But interested in seeing how that behaves in some of the other patches. So just a brief look at this. And also I should mention, you definitely noticed probably the volume change. As we go into this zone, those higher powerful notes come through, and there's a massive level difference. It's like it's like a 12 dB difference there. So I would definitely use something like Soothe to control the resonances so that I can get the. It's good that it's a good thing that there's a level difference. That much gets a bit difficult in the mix. It depends on the track, obviously, and sometimes that change in that power, that level, is really what you're looking for. But that is a tad bit excessive. So I would treat that with something like Soothe, and then kind of even out the level so that in a mix, suddenly these huge vocalize don't blow up the entire mix. So that's really the thing to pay attention to there. Otherwise, you got room, legato, release control. This button toggles release sample playback on and off. Why was it off? Not sure what it's actually doing there, because yeah. Then you have vibrato, legato. Obviously you can see the MIDI velocity in here, which will tell you what it's actually triggering. So I think that this must be the key to making the smooth legato, because it's saying legato layer 1, then if I play louder, it says legato layer 2. So sometimes the difference is if you have, let's say, a layer 1 meeting a layer 2, then you're going to get that disconnect and it's going to jump. I would speculate that's the reason. Not exactly sure, but that's my guess. Then here we would have the selection of the style, but you only have one, so fair enough. Okay, cool. Let's do true legato. So that previous one was the romantic one. Decent load time. It loaded 3 gigs of samples in here. So I don't remember if the previous ones were that hefty. But I guess they must be. I gotta drink a bit because I feel dehydrated. Ooh, that's cold. Okay, true legato. Getting that clipping there. I'm going to drop this a bit for the higher notes. And yeah, one of the things to pay attention to is if your notes do not actually connect, then it's gonna re-trigger a new start of the note. And sometimes even if you think that you're actually overlapping, it doesn't actually quite do that. So you have to be careful with that. Obviously in a MIDI editor, that's pretty fast and easy, just to slightly extend all notes to make sure that they do. Not quite sure if my theory on level 1 to 2, if they mismatch, that it causes the disconnect, because I'm pretty sure 1 connected to 2. Not sure if 2 connects to 1, but yeah, they definitely connect to one another. I think it's only a textural difference to bring a bit of variety to the sound, that it's not super predictable every single time. So really nice. Yeah, I tried a few fast notes. Doesn't really work that way. Can't do that. So, but sometimes you can, if you're just doing like a fast kind of what do you call it? I'm blanking on the word. It's kind of a, no, I can't find it. Trying to do a fast textural shift there. You can sort of get away with it in context of a full mix, probably not in a super bare type of a arrangement. But you know, you can do some stuff there. What helps in that case is that a lot of these transitions are a bit colored with a bit of vibrato or a slight sort of you know, pitch shifting up or down or whichever way. So that helps as well. So sounding good. Obviously here you have different vowels, I guess. That's not really the word. But anyway, ahs, oohs, soft ahs, e. This one is actually e. That's what it's. Why do I do this? It sounds like that. We have to play that now. Ooh, there. It did that. Da, 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 da. Sort of. I didn't play that, so it just threw it in there, which is kind of cool. But if it's not what you want, that's obviously not great. But it sounded really good, you know, if that's what you want. Yeah, there again. So that's a stylistic choice. Amazing execution from the library, but if you don't want that kind of color, then, well, too bad. Yeah, really amazing. Again, if you go slow, it works perfectly. If you go a bit faster, you're probably going to have to tweak some MIDI stuff to make it smooth. One of the things I forgot to mention, now it's coming back to me as I reminisce on my programming journey through Dead Reckoning, is that also MIDI note length affects the triggering. So sometimes if you're not getting that smooth legato, you might have to either tweak the previous or the coming note and to see whether you get that transition. I mean, probably the people from 0G can actually, you know, articulate better how it works. I simply just worked on it and worked until it did. I didn't really catch any sort of overarching, you know, laws that govern this behavior. But yeah, let's do soft ah. That's interesting because I can clearly hear e's and oohs as well. So it's not like a pure ah, which, again, this probably sounds better in most contexts. But if you absolutely want that ah, then, well, you're fucked. It can't have it. But I personally much prefer this. But it you know, something to pay attention to, because you do hear different vowels in there. And I suspect they do it because it's easier to produce certain notes and textures and tones of voice when you change the vowel. It tremendously affects your ability to produce a pure, more beautiful, better sounding note. So yeah. And again, the slow range is like Clara's voice. And again, you can see from, you know, featuring Clara Soros. I don't know how you pronounce that name. I'm sorry. So I'm sorry if I butchered your surname. Beautiful, stunning voice throughout the whole range. The low range is like soft and dark. And then you get to this, you know, mid-range for her, which is really, you know, full and you know, powerful in its own right. Obviously, as you go high up, the power scales to 100x, but just a stunning voice. Again, some limiter clipping because of that build up in the resonance. And again, some not so smooth transitioning. It will definitely do it smooth. Just have to find a way to make the MIDI do what the MIDI gotta do. Okay, next up, I want to go through these legato ones first because they're really really what.
That may be beyond my abilities at the moment.
The fuck, Siri? I didn't ask you to do anything. Yeah, I want to do the legatos first, so let's look up Elven True Legato. Oh, this is my jam. What, Elven? What the fuck? I'm really thirsty. No, like literally, not because of the elephant. All right, Elven True Legato, here we go. Let's bump up the level a bit. I suspect this is not going to be like a belting, super loud voice. Really missing this this G sharp here. I like to work in, you know, G sharp and that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, wow, beautiful voice. So this is apparently a different singer featuring Giulia. I don't know how you pronounce that. Again, sorry if I butchered that. I'm sorry, I'm getting pretty bad neck pain here. Again, it's like my fucking neck is cramping or something, like locking up. So if I'm twitchy, that's why. This is beautiful sounding. Yeah, really good, nice, soft tone. So, Elven... So that's the only legato in this voice. Let's see, actually, if they have... There is an ooh as well. Clipping the crap out of this limiter. ran out of range. Beautiful. Just stunning sound. Cool. Very pleased with that one as well. Next up, Valhalla True Legato. Yeah, fucking some of that Viking shit. Give me that Viking shit. Ooh, look at this intensive face makeup. Looks pretty badass. Pretty badass. So this one has Clara. Okay, so if I'm an American, I would say Saurus, like a Saurus. And if I'm gonna butcher this in my Finnish interpretation of Italian, which I think she's Italian, maybe not. If not, I'm sorry. Why am I talking if I don't know? Sorace. But again, her beautiful voice here. Here we got some different options. Voxel. But legato first. Let's do that. How do they do it? These are so good. Like, I don't know anything like that is playable in this way that sounds this good. So the notes are clearly shorter, as you can hear. So you have to be, if you want that legato transition, then you have to be pretty fast with how you move. But, you know, that's a stylistic decision they've made. So that, yeah, it's probably based also on the actual music from that time. So you wouldn't have necessarily super long notes there. And also to achieve that kind of legato stylistically, it's what they probably had to do. No idea what these voxel things are. Not sure what that does. So it probably has that beginning partition is different. So that's like a ah. The next one was like a sh or something, and then yeah, it seems like it changes the initial style, and then if you go into legato, it goes back to how the legato typically. Siri, I don't want to speak to you. It goes back into that legato, and then if you re-trigger, then it's going to go back into the style. Cool. Okay, so that gives you a lot more leeway to make that fit into your track specifically. Cool. Again, sounding great. Impressed by that. Let's put this away. I think we are done with the legatos there. Ooh, maybe not. Well, we have something called single legato. I don't know what they do. So this is probably just loading up the one of the versions from the list that we opened up in the True Legato version. So check again. This is Atlantis Sustains, just named like that. Really cool stuff. I wouldn't, I don't know what they call it, why they call it sustains, because this is like a phrase, you know, pitch based phrase thingy. So you got your yellow zone down here, which creates this kind of a ambient layer. Ooh. Yeah, absolutely stunning. I mean, that's a track right there. So, yeah, beautiful. I wonder, doesn't appear like there is any way of changing this phrase that they are repeating here. Now we got effects over here, attack, decay, sustain, release, basic stuff. No, I don't think so. What is this? I wonder what is this red zone doing? Okay, so it is changing exactly what we want it to change. So it appears like you have 3, 6, 9, 12 different phrases. So pretty cool. Okay, so the black keys don't have anything on them. So 6 phrases, I think. Stunning. I mean, they do this ambient thing as well brilliantly, which makes me curious about a lot of the other 0G offerings because I haven't checked them out, but these sound stunning. I love how there's like that slight pitch wobble detune aspect to that phrase. It creates a beautiful soundscape. Don't know quite what's happening there because it's not triggering. It's a bit strange, but cool. Yeah, really beautiful. That's a powerful tool. Super inspiring. Phoneme builder. I don't exactly remember what this does. There is a woman holding her dress high up, or she's drowning. One or the other. Phoneme builder. Let's start playing and then I'll probably remember what it does. Sounds really good. Let's see. Okay, so in the phoneme builder, you got this builder tab. And this is where, okay, it's coming back to me. This is where you have these different phrases. Here you can see that the red note, reset note, what the fuck? Script warning, line, blah, 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 array index out of bounds using default. No idea what the fuck that means. I don't remember how to use this. So check a different demo for that. I remember that it took me a moment to figure it out, because I couldn't figure out what triggers the next note. Let me try and see if I can remember. Green key for key switch. Okay, so you press the green and it jumps forward. It's an interesting way of doing it, I think. So something like this. So that sounds super good. Obviously you can either program that or play that in, but you know, just that last phrase, for example, sounds super realistic, really good. Don't know if I would do it that way, but it's actually a pretty good way of doing it now that I think about it, because a lot of the other libraries, they just trigger based on new notes. But this allows you to continue the phrase and then, you know, control when the next one comes in. So it actually does give you more control. Is there a better way of doing it? I don't know, but it seems to make pretty good sense. Okay, that sounds really good to me. I guess it gives you the sense of what it's like. Let's not spend more time on that. Next up, you got vocal phrases, which we could look at briefly. So these are fucking loud, apparently. Let's drop that. Okay, so they have these drums and ambient stuff here in the bottom, which sound really good. Would I include them in the same patch as this? Probably not. I tend to prefer more separation. But yeah, they sound pretty good. And again, if we go up in the octave here, I'm guessing these change the... I don't actually know what they change. So, when you're in the phrase thingy, you can open this menu here. Tells you the key that the samples are in, the phrases, and then the BPM that they were designed for. Doesn't mean they have to obviously be in that BPM, because then it's just the rhythm works in a different way in a different key, but it's a good starting point. So this can give you a lot of information to go by. I wonder if this still... So this is some kind of a sustain note ambience layer. We're not gonna dive into that. I'll just play a few of these phrases. A bit strange, the percussive elements here. Obviously, yeah, you would need to change the tempo to match the phrase, so that's why it sounded like shit, but they sound really good. It's just I'd prefer it separately. But yeah, the phrases are amazing. Gives you a ton of, obviously you look at the red zone here, ton of phrases just in this one selection here. So and you got more keys, more BPMs to work with. So yeah, pretty stellar stuff as well, in case the legatos don't work for you or the phoneme builders don't work for you. So you got just an amazing amount of stuff to work with here. Let's see what else we could have a look at. Reverse vocal phrases, it's exactly those phrases but just reversed. They got some beautiful effects on them. I'm not going to go into them because they're pretty self-explanatory and they sound amazing. So, yeah. Atlantis Syllables. Again, no idea what this is. So again, the red notes here change the syllable. So again, this is another way apparently of controlling what it is that you want to do. Again, they sound amazing. This is pretty fast. pretty fast way of doing it. That weird glitchy noise, that didn't come from the limiter. I don't know what's happening there, but I think it came from the engine. But again, sounds amazing, really smooth, even when you change kind of half-assed these syllables here. Still works wonderfully. They overlap beautifully, even if you're holding a previous syllable. Yeah, amazing stuff. Good. So we got more vocal phrases from the Elven Kingdom, Elven Sustains. Let's look at Sustains real quick. Another new beautiful picture here. Yeah, really beautiful. I like this way of working. It's faster, more intuitive, potentially more creative as well. Yeah. Good stuff. Polyphonic Chants. So apparently we have a few options here. KS, which stands for King Snake. I don't know what it stands for. Maybe key switch. Yeah, that's probably it. And then you go to Builder. Then you got Polyphonic Chants in a different tempo. Let's do key switch here. I suspect it's key switch with my infinite composer knowledge. Jesus fucking Christ. That's so distinctively different sound. Mainly, it's a very roomy sound. Obviously, you can go in here in the effects. I want to hear how much of this comes from the reverb. Okay, so there's a bit of a kind of a phasing thing in there as well, which maybe is this delay. No. There is some kind of a pitch shifting effect definitely in there. Because you can hear that kind of, what is it, like a Sound Toys kind of pitch shifting effect in there. That's pretty interesting. Let's bump the level here a bit, kind of difficult to balance when they're a bit different, the phrases. Really interesting sound. I actually have an idea for that I want to do in the future. But yeah, bunch of key switches here. Good selection of phrases or whatever you want to call them. Interesting sound, most definitely. I didn't see any way of getting rid of the pitch shifting and there's like what do you call this? Like a stereo imaging thing happening, but still sounding good. It's pretty remarkable how much stuff there is here. Like, you get so much stuff. And not that having stuff is the point, like it sounds really stellar, everything here. And these are super fun. Obviously, whispering is, often like a very. It's actually an interesting sound because we don't, whispering is something very intimate. You would do that very close to someone, and we're used to that tone. But then, in this kind of a context, this is loud whispering. It's obviously very strongly there, so it gives this kind of there's an awkwardness in there because there's an intimacy, a privacy, but then it's sort of exposed and sort of aggressive. So it's an interesting thing, and that's probably why I'm laughing. But yeah, these sound good, really good as well. We got Atena Sustains. How much shit is there in here? Well, shit is not the appropriate word because this is fucking stellar, but they have another singer in here, featuring Elena. So, wow, this is jam-packed. Just breathtaking beauty. Beautiful voice, beautifully recorded. The effects on these are also really, really good. And they're really getting better and better with every release. Because already last time I remember thinking, yes, like this is pretty much there. Like I wouldn't have to do much to these effects to grant them in my mix. With Ethera 2, it wasn't that way. I would take them off and do it myself. But these are, obviously it depends on the track you're working on, but this is really good. God damn it. It has a beautiful synthetic quality to it, but it's somehow sort of earthy and grounded and organic, but also this beautiful synthetic vibe. It's really, really, really lovely. Fuck me. That is so good. I'm getting a fucking neck cramp. Oh, but Jesus, like, and the beautiful thing, if you noticed, if I continue to play like a melody line, like a legato here, even though I'm holding, let's say, a kind of a fifth or whatever down below, it realizes that and it transitions into this this ooh kind of a legato note, which is just brilliant programming, scripting, whatever you call it in the contact world. That is just so good. The thing that I am not a fan of is that the sustains, these phrases that they're singing, they loop, so it sort of comes re-triggering back again. Which obviously can be a desirable function if you know that it's going to follow that kind of strict, rhythmic path. But if not, then you just have to not play and retrigger again, which is, not a big deal, but could affect your workflow. But yeah, I mean, wow. Then we have also Atena vocal phrases, which we could quickly have a look at. Yeah, stunning voice, stunning recording, stunning effects. Yeah, beautiful voice. I mean, all of these voices are so stunning. Can't believe how much stuff you get with this, genuinely. I think they should maybe do a better work of communicating that, because I think a lot of this is not apparent when you go and look at it, which is a real shame, because God damn, the scope of this is just insane. Okay, we got dark vocal phrases. Again, these are by Clara. So let's have a look. beautiful phrases, again, beautiful voice, beautiful tracking. It's a pretty no-brainer. Ethereal Pad. So, no idea what this is. Okay, so first of all, beautiful, really interesting the way they laid this out, because there's those kind of sample choices and shifts in pitch that are creating that kind of like, more, where are we actually in terms of the pitch or the harmony rather. So that was pad 6 apparently. So you got 25 of these. If it already wasn't enough, what we had going on here. Beautiful. These are really well mixed, really spacious, soft, warm, nothing intrusive, but maximally impactful. Beautiful sounds. I wasn't a huge fan of the tone up here in the, so I would change. I would stay in this sort of low medium zone, but I mean, these seem to be pretty amazing. We can't go through all of them, so I'm gonna choose some of my favorite numbers and we'll go from there. Really interesting things. I wonder how much. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of tweakability, because if you like parts of the sound but don't like some details, can you go in there and tweak them? No, doesn't seem like it. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to be corrected, because that would be amazing, but it seems like they are sort of baked in, so you're kind of stuck with those as far as I can tell. These are simply the effects over here, but again, you know, considering how much is in here, and you know, like, they sound stunning. It's just like that detail tweaking. Does it work for your track? Maybe. Then you're sort of at the mercy of that. Yeah, really beautiful sounding. My watch is telling me to stand up. I am standing, you stupid piece of Yeah, let's do a couple more. Beautiful, beautiful. These are so well mixed, and this was one of the things that I was with Ethera 2.0. There was just too much high end. There was too much air. I was always having to cut it out, try and make the vocal fit in the mix. And they've really figured it out here. It's really, they nailed it because these are super, super pleasant. Let's do one more, and that'll be it for the pads. Really nice. There seems to be something triggering or going into a delay that's causing like you can hear the tempo in there, but don't know what that's about. All right, let's see what we'll have left here. You got something like multi-voxes. I think this is like multiple contact instances, I think. And then you have these broken down single legato, dark reverse. Okay, cool. I think we did it. To wrap this up, let's put a nice image there. Cool. Okay, yeah. Super impressed. Atlantis 1, I was already extremely impressed. Super happy. The progression throughout many of these releases has been astounding. Super impressed by it, super happy, because it hopefully means that they'll just be getting better and better. But to be honest, this leaves me really not wanting much at all. Maybe some of the quirks in the legato, I'd like to understand how it actually functions, see that a bit better. And yeah, those minor hiccups or glitches or whatever they are, always room for improvement and fixing those nuances, those details, and also more tweakability with some of the stuff, if that's at all possible. I understand that it makes things 1,000 times more complex, and with a library like this that sounds so good and offers so much, it's like pretty hard to complain about that. But yeah, super happy. If you own Atlantis 1, I think there's an upgrade price for that. Again, this is not a sponsored video. I bought this myself, so it wasn't even sent to me. But yeah, I think they've always offered pretty good upgrade pricing, so this was like a no-brainer. It's like, I don't know, a few tens of dollars or something like that. Cool, super impressed. I hope this helps you decide whether this is for you. Hopefully it show you what it sounds like and how it works and behaves and so forth. As always, thanks for listening, thanks for watching. Thanks for Zero G for doing amazing stuff. This really, as a composer, I love to have stuff that is so good sounding, so playable, so usable, especially with vocals, because they're so difficult to sample and program, and these people are doing it right. So thanks for doing what you do, and I hope to see more of it in the future. You out there watching, listening, again, let me know what you think in the comments. Consider liking and subscribing, following. I don't know where you're watching, but all of that helps the channel, helps the mission. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Take care of yourself. Finished.